Alright, so we're back and we're going to talk about the fast ghosts in the game. So there is 8 fast ghosts in the game and they're all checked off here. So we'll talk about the Raiju first. So the Raiju can be an early hunter. It can hunt at 65% sanity if there's electronics in the room. If there's no electronics, it's a normal 50% hunter. The Raiju is going to speed up around any electronics that are on and thrown on the ground, or any electronics that are placed on the ground, like a video cam, motion sensor, anything like that. If any electronics are off, then it shouldn't speed the Raiju up. The other thing that won't speed Raijus up are the head cams. They will still be able to track them and find you with them, but it's not going to speed the Raiju up. Another thing to note is a Raiju can glitch out your electronics from further away than any other ghost. So flashlights, anything that you notice glitching out that you're holding in your hand, Raijus can do that from further away. And one thing I do want to note too that I have heard people say, Raijus are not affected by any of the house lights, only the electronics that the player can bring in. So the best way to test for a Raiju is to just throw one piece of electrical gear down, either in the ghost room or right outside the ghost room, and see if it speeds up around it. If you do have a Raiju, it should speed up within a radius around the electronic and then slow down when it gets further away from it. If you have too much electronics scattered around the house, then the Raiju is going to be fast everywhere and it's going to be difficult to tell who it is. Alright, so next up we have Moroi. So Moroi is going to hunt at 50% sanity. Moroi is going to get faster the lower your sanity gets. So when it first is able to hunt at 50% sanity, it's going to be slower than normal. And then as your sanity starts getting down to 0, it's going to become faster. Moroi is also going to get smudged for 7.5 seconds as opposed to everybody else who gets smudged for 5 seconds. It's also going to have 4 spirit box. If you're playing on Nightmare, Insanity, it will force spirit box. And it can also curse you too. So if you get a spirit box response from it, or if you get a paramic whisper, then you become cursed with the Moroi. The only way to fix it is to take sanity pills. But that can be one of your ways to find out it's a Moroi. If you get spirit box response or if you get a whisper, you can check your sanity really quick, and then you can come in the house, stand in the light away from the ghost room and avoid ghost events just a minute or so, and then go back out to the truck and see if you lost any sanity. If you did, you're cursed. So the other way you can check for a Moroi is to see if it's going to speed up as your sanity goes down. So you can use cursed items to lower your sanity, see if it gets faster. You can use sanity pills to bring your sanity up to see if it gets slower. If it changes speed with your sanity, then you have a Moroi. So next up we got the Revenant. Revenant's going to hunt at 50% sanity. It's going to be super slow when it doesn't detect you and get super fast when it does actually detect you. So it can detect you from seeing you, from hearing you, or from sensing your equipment. So when it detects you, it's going to run full speed towards the last place that it detected you, and then slow back down and keep searching from there. So the best way to test for a Revenant is just to listen to the footsteps and see if you can hear the super slow footsteps when it doesn't have line of sight on anybody, and you should know you have a Revenant. Next we have a Hantu. Hantu is going to hunt at 50% sanity. It's going to be fast in the cold. It's going to be slow in the warm. Hantu's not going to have a line of sight increase to it. So if you loop it, you'll be able to tell that it's not speeding up the whole time it sees you. They also turn the breaker off a lot. So if you get a match where your breaker's nonstop getting flipped, it could be Hantu. They also have forced freezing. So again, if you're playing Nightmare, Insanity, Hantu has to give you forced freezing. And when the breaker is off, you can see Hantu's cold breath. The breaker's off and you loop it, or you see it chasing you and you can see the breath coming out of it. That's Hantu. The way to test for Hantu is to listen to see if it's going to be fast in the ghost room. Ghost room is going to be the coldest room, so a Hantu should be fast in the ghost room and then slower outside the ghost room. And next we got Dio. So Dio is not going to hunt you until you're down to 40% sanity. Dio is going to be extremely fast when it's far away from you, and it's going to get extremely slow when it's close to you. You also can't hide from a Dio. It will find you anywhere on the map. Dio is going to have no line of sight increase. It's just going to be super fast when it's far and very slow when it's close. And it's also going to have force spirit box on Insanity, Nightmare mode. So a Dio is also going to have a unique spirit box response. You can hear a loud breathing as a spirit box response, that is an instant giveaway that you have a Dio. So you don't really have to test for a Dio. You'll know when you have one. It'll come straight for you, and it'll slow way down, much slower than a walking speed. Alright, we got the Jinn. The Jinn can hunt at 50% sanity. It has a speed boost when it sees the player. So with line of sight, it has an instant speed boost only if the breaker is on, and then it will slow down when it gets close to the player. Also, it can zap 25% of your sanity if it decides to use a special ability when it's close to you. Jinns are also the only ones that can't turn a breaker off. So the best way to test for a Jinn is to let it see you and see if it has that little boost to it as soon as it sees you. If it does, you know you have a Jinn. Next we get the twins. Twins are going to be pretty easy. They hunt at 50%. One twin is going to be 10% slower. One twin is going to be 10% faster. So if you hear a difference in speeds from hunt to hunt, you might want to look into twins. You can also get twin interactions. So all that means is two things can get thrown at the same time in different rooms. So keep your eye out for items that might be getting moved or doors getting touched in two different rooms at the same time. And lastly, we get the Thaye. So the Thaye can hunt at 75% sanity, and then it will scale itself down to 15% sanity, depending on its age. So the more time you spend around a Thaye, the more you age it. The more you age it, the lower the hunting threshold gets, the lower the activity gets, and the slower the speed gets. So it's going to be very fast when it's young. When you first go into a map, it's going to be very fast and it can hunt early. And then the more time you spend in there aging it, the slower it's going to get. The Thaye is also not going to have any line of sight increase. You can also tell a Thaye by the Ouija board. So if you ask the Ouija board how old it is, and it gives you an age, then you can hang out in the ghost room for a minute, age it, ask for the age again. And if it's a Thaye, the age will go up. But that's going to be all the fast ghosts in the game. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.